Hello everybody, Supercars in seconds here. Well, looking at that profile, I don't think it's going to be difficult to tell what we're going to take a look at today. This is a 2020 Rolls-Royce Phantom 8, the 8th iteration of this beautiful car. Going back to the early 1930s for Phantom Series 1 was the ultimate expression of luxury for the aristocrats and wealthy of that time. This car is a statement beyond statements. It's truly an arrival wherever you take the car, and it's just wonderful. I've got the Spirit of Ecstasy down at the moment. I wanted to show you inside the greeting you get when you open the car. I'll go in through the passenger side here, and we'll open up this door. There's a beautiful display area woven into the main dials and gauge area for the navigation screen. That's called the Cascade. This particular one is steel. You'll watch the navigation screen pop up in a moment. Here it comes. Look at this steel. It's three-dimensional. It's like a piece of art. It's absolutely fabulous. Of course, it says to you, welcome to Phantom. That's a nice thing to to have when you open your car. Everything is so glossy and shiny in here. Look at that. It's just incredible. Everything is first class. Rolls-Royce does not compromise on anything. If there's something that they want is not available in the marketplace, they actually create it themselves. I can't get over this Cascade. I can't touch it. It's actually behind a very thin piece of glass that goes all the way across the cabin there. It's really, really nice. Down in the center console, I touch this little piece of metal here, push on that, and then my controller comes out. Here's where I operate and control the height of the vehicle. I can raise and lower it. If I wish to, if it's going onto an aircraft or even into a difficult driveway or something, it can be raised and lowered accordingly. But look how shiny everything is. Isn't that beautiful? Really fabulous stuff. All the way around the door. This color, this is Charles Blue with navy as secondary. And you get the little white stitching, of course, in the headrest. Little tiny details that until you spend a bit of time around the car, you don't really see. This grab handle, for example, no plastic. It's all leather and chrome. Look at the way this, I'm gonna let go. Watch this thing spring back. It's just beautiful. Everything's leather to touch. Even the stitched sun visors, everything's beautiful. Look at this chrome up here. Everything you look at and touch is of the finest quality. Let me open the rear door. Let's have a look inside the back of the car here. Look at the quality of this. This is rather nice touch. It's a Tiffany blue material that illuminates at night. So it's a nice little glow in there. When you put your hand down into the door pockets, those illuminate at night automatically. Have massaging, of course, for the rear. Heating, cooling, that's all the stuff you'd expect. Look at these rear headrests. They're the softest headrests I've ever seen. Look at that. And you can shape it to your head, like a first-class aircraft seat or whatever it might be. The carpets is, again, the lamb's wool over mats. Look at these things. Just incredible. I'm going to touch this little button here. This is on the side of the seat. I'll push that and it'll drop down the picnic table for us. We do have the TV screen behind that, of course, which is controlled by a second controller. Let me push that little front button right there and opens up a second controller where the rear passenger can actually set a navigation destination for the chauffeur. If it's a driven car, you can tell the chauffeur where we're going, and the world's pretty good. The seat is enormous. If I touch the seat, you can see the scale. Look how huge this seat is. It's just incredible. I love it. What a car. Let me close these two doors up. Man. Wow, look at this thing. So, the view from the front, a true Rolls-Royce. Really a lot of fun. I mean, that's the view that people get in their rear view mirror. It's like, get out of my way. It's really cool. I love the self-righting centers, of course, in the wheel there. They're always straight. So at 100 miles an hour, cruising through Germany, perhaps the interlocked R logo will always be straight. Let's open up the trunk and the hood and we'll have a walk around the car. 227 inches, by the way. That's 19 feet long. So just under the interlocked R logo, I have a little pad. Also, it's on the key, of course, as well. Look at this trunk. Gosh. Wow. I'm a golfer. The golf clubs fit this way or this way. They fit either way, as you'd expect in such a magnificent car. We got a little picture of the Rolls-Royce. One cool Rolls-Royce-ism. If you're a kid and you drew pictures of cars, if I took that wheel and tire and put it on top of this wheel and tire, it would be exactly the same height as the roof. That's a Rolls-Royce thing. And also, if you draw a car, just picturing it, car with a very long hood and a huge C-pillar, it looks like a Rolls-Royce. It's really cool. Lots of good stuff. Right, let's walk around this beast. 65 inches tall. I mean, it's really amazing how tall the car is. Let me open up the beautiful driver's door again. Gosh, look at this stuff. Amazing, the beautiful bespoke audio, 10 channels, 16 speaker audio, as you might imagine for a car like this. Her MSRP, let me go click and click. That'll open up our hood so we can take a look at this enormous power plant. 6.75 litre, 12 cylinder. Look at this thing. Even the engine's beautiful. Look at that. Absolutely incredible. So down here, 6.75 litre, 12 cylinder, 563 horsepower, but 900 Newton meters of torque, 664 pounds of torque. So that's why she just glides along. There's a great Rolls-Royce word called waftability, which describes this car very well. That Rolls-Royce motor is fabulous. Now, this, I'm gonna put my hand on it again, is your suspension strut. That's the top of the strut. It's not that little bit, it's this whole section here. The strut is almost 7 inches in diameter, but 25 inches tall. So picture that, a 25-inch tall strut that's 7 inches in diameter makes for quite a suspension system. 5,470 pounds is her weight, sitting on as she sits here. So a very, very heavy car. Let's take her for a ride. This car is really fabulous. I'm going to show you the window sticker when I climb in, just for some fun. But while I close the door, it's a long way to reach it out there. So Rolls-Royce up here gave me 2 little buttons. The right-hand button would be the passenger door. This left one would be my driver's door. I have to hold it. If I push and hold, it will close the door for me. I mean, you wouldn't want to have to touch your own door. How disgusting. Very good. So we have the window sticker. Let me find that for you. I'm going to hold it up to the camera. Then you can pause the video if you wish, just to have a read of what's on this particular car. There she is. So 523,900 is quite the bargain. They really have given you, however, the ultimate experience in a road car. I mean, look at that finish in front of the passenger there. It goes right behind the nav screen. It's even over by there in the corner. Let me put my belt on. We'll get her started up. One of my favorite things I can do up here is night vision. So I'll put her into drive. Here we go, and it tells me in front of there. Really cool thing on the left-hand side, it says power reserve. It's not, that's like my rev counter, but it's kind of a rev counter in reverse. So, meaning if I am driving along and I start to touch the gas, let me just get the wheel straight and you'll see it. Look at that power reserve gauge moving. So in other words, I got 80% of my power. Give it a bit more gas, and it goes way down. It's very, very interesting. So it's a kind of a rev counter in reverse, letting me know how much engine power I still have remaining. Just fabulous. All right. So on my big navigation screen over there, I can do the usual stuff with the center controller down here, as you might expect in a modern luxury car. The vehicle will actually accept 2 incoming phone calls, so you can conference inside the car, as you'd expect. God, going over those little bumps there, I always do that in my little drives here. Going over those bumps, because the wheels are so far apart, you don't really feel it. You're kind of bouncing across them very gently, and then of course the rear wheels are so far back that you don't get much of a sensation of going over the other side of the bump. It's really impressive. I love it. Wow. The smell inside this car I could never describe. It's a lot like sitting inside someone's $10,000 Hermes purse. It's that smell of the leather that you just can't replicate. It is the finest hides. They use leather only from Northern Europe, where there's frankly less bugs chewing on it, and they only use farms that have no barbed wire. They use electric fences instead, meaning they can use more of this beautiful leather. Really wonderful details inside the car to give you this fabulous experience. There we go. There's that big badge. What I do, I line up the badge on the white line, look, and then it seems to keep me in the center of the lane. It's just a nice alignment for such a monster car. She really is huge. So I'm going to put on the navigation screen here our night vision, and it'll tell me starting night vision. Here it comes. Yeah, look at that. So at night time, I could be driving along and it would show me anything that if the side of the road was very dark with no street lights, it's now heavily illuminated. What's fun is we're going to start to come up towards some cars in a moment. It'll show you the heat inside those vehicles. So if a car is warm, then you'll definitely be able to see it. Anything warm shows up white. You can see something coming up on the right in white. That's someone on his bicycle. There he is. Let's look at that. That's just cool. One more little bit. Let's find you a car. Because the cars, to see a crate, now you can start to see the heat glowing up very bright white on the screen there. Very impressive. So this car's going to go in front of us now. And you look at the white areas on the car. Look at that. Yes, I am very easily pleased. I love it. So we're heading back towards the dealership here. And what I'm going to do is show you the scale of this car, because it's very difficult to describe how enormous this vehicle is. Let's have a look here. Hang on. Let's go back on that screen. Let's see some white stuff on the cars. Here they come. Get ready. There's one going to go in front of me now. Look at that. So of course the tires get warm, the exhaust pipes are warm, so they show up white on the screen. Really, really cool. As far as power, it glides, it really does. The steering actually, believe it or not, has quite a lot of feel. It's incredibly light, I can steer it with one finger, but it actually has quite a lot of feel. I like it very much. I'm just $500,000 short, that's all. I'm there, you know. Here we go. So there's the cars in front, and then look at them on the little... Look at that. Very, very cool. Actually, no, very, very hot. The white bits are very, very hot. Excellent stuff. Let's put you back up in here. It's really an experience to be in this car. It's very hard to describe how smooth the car is. Other cars on the market are just not like this. As you can imagine, where I work, we have some magnificent cars coming through. But frankly, even the other Rolls-Royce cars are not like the big one. The Phantom is a car unto itself. There's nothing really close in price point these days. As you might imagine, she's driving down the road. She's like a great big powerboat, as I mentioned earlier. Just the nose is up and the tail squats under full throttle. The nose comes up and you just move. Very, very impressive. I'm going to park the car. I'm pulling back into the dealership here. I'm going to park the car next to a McLaren 720S. I think then you'll get a perspective of the size of this vehicle, because it's such great proportions, you don't really get to see how enormous she is. But I'll put it alongside, here's one, I'll put it alongside the 720 here. Try not to hit it. That would be good. hit the $370,000 car into the $530,000 car. Probably wouldn't have my job tomorrow. Right, let me shut her off and we'll go out and have a look at her now. This thing is pretty cool. Okay, let's have a look. So I'm going to walk around the car. We got a 720 next to her. Let me go over here, and then perhaps you'll see it a little more, what I mean about the size of the car. I mean, they're literally right next to each other. So the backs are pretty much lined up, and that's how much longer she is. It really is the ultimate statement of luxury. What a machine. I hope you've enjoyed that today. It's been a fabulous experience to be in this thing. It's so different than, you know, I spend a lot of my time in these very low, stiff sports cars. To be in something so soft and luxurious has really been a lot of fun. Thanks for subscribing to the channel. I'm going to try and put out videos every day. We'd love to have you be a part of it. Thank you.